Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rich. This is Gamer Life, and we are back with another WWE Universe mode for you today from 2K19. It is the turn of SmackDown. We're heading ever closer, as I said, to Money in the Bank, so things are starting to ramp up just a little bit more now. And we're kicking the night off with a match tonight, put together once again by Randy Orton. It's the same old stick as it was last week. We've got somebody who's not even on the Universe Mode roster going for a Universe Mode title, and it's Razor Rivers' second match in 2 weeks. I call it a match, but he was very, very far ahead in his development compared to Cole Quinn, I believe it was last week. I don't know where Randy's finding these guys from, or how he's even allowed to make these matches. We've had no word from Chris Hamiya about this European title even being an official Universe Mode title, but in any event, it is going to be up on the line again today. So once again, like I say, we're starting with a European title match. It's Razor Rivers, I believe this guy's name is El Mago, and we're going to have ourselves a European title match. Razor looking calm as ever. He probably knows deep down that this guy is going to be nowhere near his level, and so it would proceed to go the way that it did against Cole Quinn. If anything, it was almost over there. If anything at all, this guy has put up less of a fight than what that Cole Quinn did last week. The matches are a joke, really. We know who's going to win. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. This El Mago is absolutely nowhere near Razor's level, and he just continues the punishment. It's such a shame for these young guys who just absolutely getting beaten all the way down. They're at the start of their careers, just as Razor is. You've got to imagine with the age of them, and we saw this last week. He's just removed the buckle pad from the top buckle again. This time it's in front of Randy, drops El Mago straight onto it and goes for the pin. It's mercifully going to be over. 1, 2, and no, it's not going to be over. Once again, just like he did against Cole Quinn last week, he's decided he wants to continue the punishment and continue showing off just a little bit more. And it might, it just needs, something needs doing about these. We've got a little bit of reversal there from El Mago, who's starting to fight back here actually. This is the only offense he's put in the whole match so far. He's come outside of the ring, he's not going to let Razor breathe. And as soon as Razor looked in a little bit of trouble there, Randy Orton just steps in and cuts El Mago straight off. And it's going to be a back suplex on the outside. And that's Razor back in complete control of this one, and he just rolls back into the ring and rolls back out to break the count, and just smashes the chest of El Mago straight off the hardest part of the ring there, off that apron side of the ring. And he continues the punishment. Randy there looking like a proud cheerleader for Razor at the minute. The size difference between these two is absolutely ridiculous. We think El Mago's probably a cruiserweight, and he's in there with probably one of the biggest guys on the roster. And we saw this last week. He's just lining him up and bang, baseball drop kick straight into the face of El Mago again, who I can confirm has already been opened up during this match. So he's bleeding as well, and now Razor turns his attention to the commentary table here, just letting them know to big him up. He's really proud of what he's achieved at the moment, but I wouldn't. Okay, I can see why he'd be proud. It looks like he's well on his way to another win. It's really up to him when he ends this one. Showing his power, still got plenty of it at this point in the match. He's barely been challenged. It's been an absolute cakewalk for him. And he's proud of that. Start being proud maybe when you're starting to fight guys your level. I know what his record says, but look what we're watching here now. Samoan drop, just power on power on power at the moment. He's in complete and utter control, and he's feeling himself in a big way at the moment. El Mago's just not put up any fight at all, guys, honestly, absolutely none. We saw him maybe start wanting to try and build that momentum when Orton got involved outside and just cut that off before it could even start. But literally, other than that, the guy's done absolutely nothing. And I really honestly wish that Razor would just end it, because there's no need for Margot to have to take this punishment. What we're going to see here now, it's an Irish whip. Reversal by El Margot. There's that baseball slide, we saw that last week as well, and clotheslined him almost out of his boots once again. And I think Randy has just told him to finish this one now, so hopefully he'll listen, and mercifully this one will be over. He looks like he's lining up for that spear that we saw last week. He's broken El Margot straight in half again. You see it there. Just clutch that midsection straight away there, El Margot. And instead of going for the pin, Razor is just standing there at the moment, waiting patiently for El Margot to get up again. We're going to see another one. We are going to see another one, and this time El Margot let out a cry there in pain. It's really, really uncomfortable to watch this. Just end the damn match now. It is over. But he's not going to. He's lining him up again by the looks of it. Why does El Margot keep getting up? Just stay down and you don't have to take this. And again, he just yelled in pain there. Absolutely just cut clean in half. And surely now it's going to be over. Nope, Razor's going to the corner. It's apparently not going to be over. He's just trying to get the crowd behind him. It's not going to happen the way that he's acting at the moment. He has mercifully gone for the pin. Will he actually take the 3 count? If he gets it this time, he will indeed. And that is another win in the books for Razor Rivers, but these shouldn't even count really. I know he's at the very beginning of his career himself, so that's going to be his defence and his argument in what he's doing at the minute. These guys should even be ahead of him probably if they've had more matches than him. I don't really know. But he's just absolutely walking through them. And that wouldn't be a bad thing if he was just getting the win and getting out of there. But he's not. He's enjoying himself while he's hurting these guys. And there is absolutely 100% no reason for it, but you can hear the announcer there. It is over. He's kept his title. He moves to 2-0 in Universe mode now, and we'll see if Randy can just pluck up another random wrestler for him to fight next week maybe. Who knows where this is going, but he looks awfully proud of himself, and that's another win for him. Moving on though, we've also got a stacked card for you tonight. The first match, as you can see here, is Asuka versus Paige versus Charlotte. This has been a little situation that's been brewing in the women's division. We've had Paige challenge Charlotte publicly. Asuka has been thrown around the room so that she's #1 contender, and obviously Charlotte's the champion. So Chris Hammer and the team have obviously just decided, you know what, let's stick them all in the ring together now and see what happens. We've got Paige currently sitting on 3-1 in Universe mode at the moment. Asuka sits at 4-1, and Charlotte herself, showing the perks of being a champion, has only actually been in the ring once, and she won that match, so she is at 1-0. I'm expecting a highly action-packed and energetic performance from all of these three, considering what could happen for the winner of this one. I don't know. If Charlotte wins, does she get to pick who she faces? If Asuka or Paige win, do they officially become the #1 contender? I don't really know. We'll just have to sit and wait and see what happens there. Next along, we have got Randy Orton in action once again. Randy's just continuing to stack those W's up at the moment. He currently sits at 6-0 in our Universe mode. Aiden English, guys, asked for this match. He reckons that he's the one that is going to stop Randy Orton in his first ever Universe mode match. Talk about confidence there. Whether he can get that done or not is another thing altogether, but you have to admire the confidence. We'll wait and see what happens with that one. We know now that Randy is booked in for a WWE title match at Money in the Bank against AJ Styles in a steel cage match, so I imagine that Randy's just going to go in there completely the opposite to what his student did earlier. Just get the W and get out. But like I said, Aiden English has other plans. Now the two teams in this match, as we move across to the tag division, have come together almost, and this is a match out of mutual respect. I think the Bludgeon Brothers have a point with what they said, that they hold gold in Universe mode and they're just not getting any exposure. You've got to say that's probably right. The only time we really see the Bludgeon Brothers is when they are defending their tag titles. And as for the Usos, they're probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, most famous team on SmackDown in this Universe mode, and they've yet to even have a match. So they both come together and said to Chris Hammer and the team, look, we want to fight each other. So that's exactly how this match came about, and we'll have to wait and see who comes out on top in this one. I wouldn't like to pick, to be honest. It's going to be really competitive, that one. And this one, I think we all saw this one coming. A couple of weeks ago, we know now that Eric Young lost the fall in the Money in the Bank team versus the SmackDown team match. Last week, Sheamus got to air his frustrations and vent his frustrations in the ring and picked up the W against Eric Young. And Sheamus wanted that match as well, as was mentioned at the time. So obviously he couldn't be in two places at once, so Sheamus got, Cesaro got his match last week. Sheamus has got his this week, and we'll see if Eric Young can turn his fortunes around and try and pick up the win against Sheamus. Obviously with sanity outside, that gives him maybe a little bit of an edge as well. Following that, we have got Chris Jericho back in the ring once again, and tonight it is the turn of Xavier Woods for the New Day. We saw Big E in singles competition, had some success early on. Kofi came up just short with his opportunity last week. We've got Xavier Woods in the ring tonight against the Chris Jericho, who already knows now that he's going into the Money in the Bank match. So he's going to be looking to build some momentum going into that match. Xavier Woods, of course, making his debut. Chris Jericho, though, guys, is 3-2 at the moment, so he's going to want to start building some momentum. He has won 2 in a row since he's stopped his feud with Samoa Joe. So we'll see if he can get the hat trick tonight and keep building on that. We're only a couple of weeks out now from Money in the Bank, so he's going to want to build that momentum, much the same as Orton's doing, and just put a string of wins together. And then our first live match of the evening is Andrade and Almas, and he's going to be taking on CARA. So Chris Hammer and the team are still giving out opportunities, still trying to throw up the fresh matches, and they've come up with another one tonight. CARA's Lucha House Party, that team's been put to NXT. There's only CARA that survived the cut there, so a lot for him to prove tonight, a massive opportunity against Andrade, but we'll talk more about that match as we're going through it. And then we move across to our main event for the evening. We've got Samoa Joe back in the ring tonight. We've not seen him for a while, and he's going to be taking on The Miz off the back of his impressive win last week. The Miz looking to build that momentum, but again, it's a live match, so we'll get deeper into that one as it starts to unfold. But that is the card tonight. I'm really excited for the show. I hope you guys are too. If you are, hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss another one. Like I said, we're really close to Money in the Bank now as well, so you don't want to be missing that. But other than that, guys, let's get into the show. So we've got AJ Styles in the ring with a microphone. I believe it may be the first time, I could be wrong, but the first time that we're going to hear from him. So let's check in, see what he has to say. So Randy, I see that you've got a match tonight with Aiden English. The guy who reckons he's going to beat you, be the first to beat you right here on SmackDown in Universe mode. Well, let me tell you something, Randy. You had bet to win that match, because it is me, AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, that at Money in the Bank is going to be the first one to beat you here in Universe mode. You think you're so smart, you think you've put all the pressure on me just because it's my title that's on the line. You're putting that coveted undefeated streak on the line as well. Don't think that I don't know how much that means to you. And you again think you're clever because you're sticking us inside of a cage. All that means, Randy, is that you can't run. You can't hide outside the ring. You can't have your boy Razor with you. I've been doing this without the club. I can beat you without the club. I have turned the corner and come Money in the Bank inside that cage. I'm gonna absolutely prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt, so everyone here can stop doubting whether I am worthy of carrying this WWE title around. So you better get ready, Randy, because it is the AJ Styles, the good AJ Styles, the best version of AJ Styles that is going to be at Money in the Bank. And when I'm on that kind of form, when I'm in that zone, when I'm that focused, there is nobody on this show, there is nobody on Raw, there is no one in NXT that can get anywhere near the phenomenal AJ Styles. Well guys, well nobody can say that AJ's not ready. I'm sure Randy is somewhere watching a monitor and just listen to every single word that Styles has just said. But yeah, he looks absolutely ready for Money in the Bank. Also ready for Asuka was Charlotte tonight, as she picked up the win against Asuka. Actually, she's got the decision over her personally, so what that means now for Money in the Bank is anybody's guess. We'll have to wait and see how that now develops and the fallout from that. I did ask the question earlier, if Charlotte wins, does she pick who she faces at Money in the Bank now? We will have to wait and see. Only Chris Hammer and the team can answer that sort of question. Moving along, AJ Styles gets his wish. Randy Orton does indeed beat Aiden English. Randy was just too good for him. To be expected, I would say, but then we know by now that anything can happen in this universe mode. But the predictable did happen tonight. Randy Orton moves to an incredible 7-0 now. He's won more matches than anybody else in this universe mode across both Raw and SmackDown. He's just absolutely on fire, unbeatable at the moment, and that's what AJ Styles has to be ready for. He seemed ready, he sounded ready, so we will see at Money in the Bank. Only one more SmackDown to go before that, I believe, so that'll be an interesting one. But for tonight, Randy gets the win. Congratulations to him. Aiden English loses on his debut, unfortunately for him, but that's just how it goes. Someone has to win, someone has to lose. And then next, in the tag division, it is the tag team champions that come away with a victory over the Usos. And I know the Usos are debuting tonight in the universe mode, but we cannot overstate how big of a win that is for the tag team champions. Surely now they're going to get the exposure that they deserve. Like, they've beaten the club when it matters, when the titles are on the line. They've beat the Usos tonight. I'm not really sure what more they have to do. They're carrying the gold. So yeah, I think it's about time they got some exposure. But again, that's down to Chris Hammer and the team. We'll just have to wait and see. But they definitely do deserve some. That is an absolutely huge win there for them. And then it is Sheamus against Eric Young, and it is Sheamus that walks out with the win tonight. Just showing how quick things can turn here in universe mode. The confidence of Eric Young has now got to be absolutely shot. He lost the fall in the Money in the Bank versus the SmackDown team match. He's been beaten by Cesaro last week, beaten by Sheamus this week. That's both members of the bar now that have beaten him, and all three, Cesaro, Sheamus and Eric Young himself, are all also in the Money in the Bank match. We talk about building momentum towards that. He's doing exactly the opposite of that at the moment. Young, he's really got to go away, go back to the drawing board, find something that works, go back to what he was doing in week 1 and getting them wins, because at the moment, whatever if he's tweaked or maybe he's changed something, what he's trying is not working. So it's got to honestly be back to the drawing board for him. But next up, we have someone who is building momentum going towards that big match. We've got Jericho beating Xavier Woods. So Jericho now, he took the win in that 6-man tag match. He get himself into Money in the Bank, and tonight he's beating Xavier Woods. So complete opposite to Eric Young for Jericho. He's on a 3-match win streak now, so all things are looking good going into Money in the Bank for Y2J at the moment. All he's got to do is just keep that going. And that is all the results tonight, guys. We are now ready for our first live match of the evening. ANDRADE versus CARA. This is going to be, I reckon, a high energy, fast paced match, but we will have to wait and see. So let's, not waste any time. Let's get into our first live match of the evening. Okay then, so here we go, our first live match of the evening. ANDRADE Cienormous versus CARA, in front of the cameras, right where ANDRADE believes that he belongs. All of the stars in Universe Mode believe that, to be fair, but you have got to put them wins together to get there. ANDRADE coming out with Zelina Vega. We'll see if that will be a factor tonight. You have to keep in mind that it probably will. We know that she's known for getting involved in ANDRADE's matches. It is to her benefit as well, I suppose, that he wins, seeing as she's not just his manager but his business partner, is what I believe that their relationship is. And you can see her now just giving him the pep talk all the way down to the ring, filling him with that energy, that motivation, as if he needs any. He had a really good start actually, did ANDRADE in Universe Mode. All the way back in week 1, we thought he was going to be a big player here. He beat Shinsuke Nakamura, who is of course still the US heavyweight champion here on SmackDown. And during that time, I remember sitting there calling that match, ANDRADE getting that win, thinking that was actually an upset at the beginning of the end of the match when he won. And then there was talk that because he had won that match, that puts him in the frame for a US title match. But since then, things have turned for ANDRADE. They've not only stalled, they've gone backwards, I feel. He's had a couple of opportunities since, where he fought Jeff Hardy in week 3. I actually, after he beat Shinsuke, thought he might win that, but he came up short, unfortunately for him. And then in week 6, Kane making his debut. I don't know what I thought in that one. Probably the expected result. He got a loss to Kane. So he's got it all to do tonight in front of the cameras, but it is a great chance for him to bounce back. And as for CARA, who we've got coming to the ring now, this is his first opportunity of any kind in Universe Mode. And what a great one it is. He's got a good opponent, he's got the cameras on him, which again is what he wants. But at the moment, CARA feels he's being unjustly treated by management in Universe Mode. He's extremely frustrated, not just because he's getting a lack of opportunities, but the fact he hasn't had any at all has really got to him. We also know his buddies, the Lucha House Party, they got sent away to NXT. But Sin himself got left behind, and he's been just questioning why, if he's not going to get used, why was I left here, why couldn't I go to NXT where almost the entire Cruiserweight division ended up, and being able to compete for that title. So he's asked the questions, but he's got his opportunity now. He's been given the chance to prove himself by Chris Hammer and the team, so the responsibility falls with him now 100%. You've been given the stage, as they say, and now it's up to you to go out there and deliver. So with the cameras on, we're going to get to see what he can do, but at the moment he's just getting absolutely stomped by ANDRADE down in the corner there. ANDRADE is quite quick himself, but you would imagine that his game plan tonight will definitely be to keep CARA grounded, keep this at a slow pace, because as quick as he is, there's no way he's quicker than CARA, but I think he would have a decided strength advantage, and he probably knows that himself. Especially with Zelina, you would imagine that they have done their homework, and straight away they're trying to take away a bit of CARA's speed by going after those legs, which you have to say is a smart move by ANDRADE. And what I said about keeping him grounded, well, he's doing that right now, and he's looking awfully good at the moment, is ANDRADE. and he's still, as he always is, extremely passionate and extremely fired up. Zelina makes sure he's on almost the cusp of exploding every time he comes out here. But at the moment, like I mentioned earlier, that's not been working for them. They've had a week 1 match, then they had a week off, a week 3 match, then they've had 2 weeks off, and then they had the week 6 match, which he lost. So we're in week 9 now, so that's another 3 weeks. If he wants to be on the card and be more active and more wins means more paychecks, which is why they're all here. As Booker T himself normally says, it's about championships and checks. So if they want to keep getting on the card and keep earning, then you have to get them W's. It's as simple as that. So they've got a good chance to get back to winning ways tonight. But CARA, how frustrated he is and how fired up he is definitely not going to be a walkover. Do not let the size fool you, especially with Sin. He's extremely talented, and also the #1 example of that, as we all know, is the famous Rey Mysterio. And he went on and won a world title, so there is nothing but CARA himself stopping him from becoming a major player here on Universe mode on SmackDown. But now he would disagree with that, obviously, because he's not had a chance yet, but he's got one now. He has to win tonight for me. He definitely has to win. But it's not looking great at the moment, because Andrade has pretty much controlled this entire match. From start to finish, it has been, I would say, 90% at least Andrade who's turning around here, and he's going to go for the moonsault. We don't see that too often anymore. He hit it picture perfect. I'm surprised he didn't just lean over and hook the leg there. That could have been all. But Andrade tonight, he's trying to make the most of this spotlight by the looks of it. He's going to go for the cover now though. It's only one. That's a surprise, but Sin showing that heart there. I think Andrade might have made a little bit of a mistake by not going for the pin straight off the moonsault there, but he just keeps the pressure on. Sin has been successfully grounded so far in this match, and Andrade just absolutely feels right on top of the world at the moment. Maybe he should save that until he's actually got the W. He's going back up again to the top rope. It was a success earlier. Will it be this time? He just absolutely sledged CARA down there from off the top rope, but again, he's not going for the pinfall. Instead, he's got that arm locked up, and he's going to go, and oh, that is nasty, and that is the second time now that he's used that move. Well, it worked for him the first time, it's worked for him again, so why not while it is working, I suppose. We've got CARA now backed into the corner. He really needs to get some double knees to the face. That's almost a vintage Andrade move now. Again, no wasting time. I thought he might have gone for the cover there, but no, he's gonna line something pretty big up here though by the looks of it. Are we going to see the hammerlock DDT? I believe we are. And there it is. He's gone for the pin this time. That's going to be all. It's 1, it's 2, and it's 3. And Andrade seeing almost take a bow. He looked absolutely on top of his game tonight. That is a really impressive win. There was a few times I thought maybe he could have ended it earlier. He chose not to, but he kept that pressure on. He just kept on delivering more and more offense. And to be honest, CARA did not have an answer for him tonight. So he's begged and asked and been frustrated about the lack of opportunities. Not only does he get a match off Chris Hammer and the team, he gets one in front of the cameras. And despite all of the moaning and the I'm being held down and the whining in the back, and to whoever will listen to him in the locker room, he's been given the stage tonight to go out there and perform, and for me, he didn't do enough. Whether Chris Hammer and the team will see that and agree with that, I don't know. But he was hardly in this match at all. I mentioned it while it was going on. 90 to 95% of this match was Andrade offense, and he looked absolutely fantastic tonight. No interference from Zelina either. It was all his own work, and he's delivered. So We may be seeing more of Andrade once again. What happens to Sin Cara now is anybody's guess, but it was a decent match, that one. It was definitely a better match for Andrade, but now it is going to be time for our main event of the evening. I am really looking forward to this one. I hope you all are too. So let's not waste any of your time and let's jump straight into this main event. Okay, no, that is absolutely fine. Before the main event, guys, we've only got BRYAN back to talk to. I completely forgot that Chris Hammer mentioned this last week. So, Daniel, thank you for waiting and being patient there. It is great to see you up and about after what happened to you all the way back in week 2. You've got your wrestling gear on as well, I noticed, so yeah, well, let's have an update. How are you? How are you feeling? When are you expected back? Is it actually going to be SummerSlam, where everyone has been saying? It would be great to get that from yourself. Oh, let me tell you, it feels absolutely brilliant to be up and about, to be active. As soon as I was able to stand, I just wanted to get going again. So here we are. I've done a workout. I feel loose. I feel good. It is probably going to be SummerSlam. I don't imagine that it's going to be before. It's just a precautionary thing. I feel great. The workout's gone really well today, but I don't want to chance anything. At this point in my career, I want to be 100% or as close to that as I can, so I'm not risking any re-injury or anything like that. But yeah, I couldn't wait to get the gear back on, to get back in the ring, do a little bit of moving about, and yeah, like I say, it has gone really, really well. So thanks for asking. I can't wait to get back in front of the fans. I don't know if I'm on the card yet at SummerSlam. That'll have to wait. I suppose I've got to wait for clearance, to be fair, before that happens. But other than that, yeah, everything is absolutely great. That, Daniel, is absolutely brilliant to know. Now, I suppose the only thing that I can ask is the $1,000,000 question. The one thing that has been on everybody's lips since this happened. I'm sure you know that you are not the only one that has been taken out by this attacker. We still have no idea who it is. We saw Chris Hammer last week talking about it. He's got no leads, doesn't really know what's going on. So the question is, do you know who it was that took you out and cost you so much of your career? That has been the driving force in me being up on my feet, being moving around and wanting to get back as quickly as I possibly can. Now, as for do I know who it is? Well, not 100%. I have a couple of ideas, but I'm not willing to throw anybody under the bus. You know that I'm not that kind of guy until I know 100% who has done it. I have these images that keep coming back in my head, and let me tell you, they're getting clearer and clearer every single time I get one. So it's just a waiting game at the moment, just like it is for me to be back in that ring out there in front of all of my fans. But when that comes clear, when that vision comes clear enough and I know 100% who it is, there is going to be payback coming. Will that be by SummerSlam? I have no idea. It's not something I can exactly set a watch to or a clock to, but let me just say once again, when that vision becomes clear enough, there is payback coming for whoever it was that took me out. Well, that's all we got time for at the moment, Daniel, so thank you so much. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event of the evening. You know, it was so great to hear from Daniel, and it is great to see him mobile and up and about. We really need to get to the bottom of who this attacker is. He's costing people so much opportunity here in Universe mode. He's costing SmackDown as well. If it is a he, like everyone keeps saying he, but it could just as well be a woman doing this. We have no motive, we have no connection, so it really, really could be anybody. But that's for another time, because it is main event time right now. We've got Samoa Joe in the ring. He looks ready to go, as he always does, to be fair to him. He's been quite successful here at the moment when we have saw him, which, let's be honest, hasn't been as much as probably he would like. But Chris Hammer and the team came out in week 1 and says that here on Game of Life in SmackDown, there's going to be opportunities for everyone. There's going to be different matches, and for the most part, I think that they've held themselves to that. And we've seen a lot of different stars week in and week out trying to make their mark. Some more than others, but that's because they're winning, and this whole universe mode reset is based around whether you win or you lose. That depends on how often or not we're going to see you. Case in point right here, we've saw The Miz a few times now. He won his first match, we saw him. Then I believe he lost and we didn't see him for a bit, but he won last week, and now he's back here in front of us again in the main event again. So yeah, case in point, W's are extremely important. At the end of the day, it's entertainment, but it is sport, it is competition, and the biggest stars and the biggest teams and all of that in other sports, the winners are the ones that you see the most of, and there is nothing different about this universe mode than that. So yeah, The Miz back tonight after his win, with the spotlight on him, the cameras on him. We know he's the A-lister, that's where he feels most at home, but boy oh boy has he got a test tonight. I have to correct myself, The Miz is actually 1-1 in universe mode at the moment. I did just go away and check that out because it was in the back of my mind that I had made a mistake there, and I did. So yeah, 1-1 for The Miz. Samoa Joe is 2-1. We know he's feud with Jericho, he got the 2 wins there, but he has picked up a loss as well. So yeah, Joe's looking to get back to winning ways tonight. Miz is looking to continue on his winning ways tonight. We'll see who comes out, but already there, a Uranagi from Samoa Joe. What the hell? 1, 2, no way has Joe just embarrassed The Miz in front of the cameras like that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is our main event. Okay, the reason why I might seem so shocked about that is, just let me tell you a little something that goes on behind the scenes here. That is, the shows are planned, the live matches, I just let them play out, as you know, unless it involves something to do with storyline or I want someone to be portrayed in a certain way. That's how things work here. There is no rules as such, it's just us having fun, and trust me, with this series I am having a hell of a lot of fun. But when the AI or the computer plays the computer, whatever you want to call it, I tend to go away and do something else while that's recording. So then that allows me to sit here and watch it unfold, just as you guys are sitting watching it unfold now. So I cannot believe that Samoa Joe has just beaten The Miz that quickly in our main event. That is absolutely outrageous from Joe, but well, he obviously wants back on the card. He's still obviously a little annoyed with losing his 1 match, but he has more than put that right tonight, and that now has to go down in some certain ways as one of the most dominant performances that we've seen in universe mode, period, I suppose. It certainly has to hold the record for one of the quickest. And what the hell that does to The Miz's career now is absolutely beyond me. But before we go tonight, we still have, for those who didn't see last week, we've got Chris Hammer coming out. He needs to address some things apparently, and he wants to talk to Kane, as we learnt last week as well. So let's jump into that now and find out what happened. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is thank you all for having me out here after the main event. I know this is a bit of a new way of doing things. Normally you would see me out in the ring as the show begins and then I just let things play out, but tonight I wanted to try something new. We did have a good interview last week, as if you saw it you would have seen. If not, that is still on the Game Alive channel now. Be sure to go and check it out so you're updated with what I'm talking about. But the first thing that I want to talk about tonight is Money in the Bank. We have a full match card for Money in the Bank now, so if I can just turn your attention to the screen, I'll show you what I'm talking about and we'll go through the matches so you're completely up to date with what's going on there. So starting off, we have got a tag team match for the tag team titles on Raw. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going up against Titus Worldwide. Sticking with Raw just for the time being, we have another Raw match. It is Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship. And then from our side of things, we have a triple threat match as well. It is for the women's title here on SmackDown. We saw it earlier, it was a great match, so I decided why don't we see it again, this time with the title on the line. We have got Asuka versus Paige versus the defending Charlotte Flair. That should be a great match. We also have a women's Money in the Bank ladder match. 8 women all gunning for one briefcase and one guaranteed title shot for the winner anytime that they want it. Then of course it is over to the men. Again, an 8-man ladder match with a briefcase on the line for a guaranteed title shot whenever you want it. Literally whenever you want it. Even if it's after an existing title match and the champion's battered on the floor, it does not matter. You can still cash in that briefcase. That is how big those matches are. Now, let me just address the Money in the Bank situation. The winner of Money in the Bank, we had a little bit of a debate, but it's took some time, but we've come to an answer. A unanimous one, me and the team, and Batista and his team as well. We were gonna have it, shall we have a briefcase on either show? We decided no, that's not going to work. So then we decided, should the winner be able to go against any champion of their choosing? If one of our guys wins it, and I hope they do they go over to Raw if they want to and challenge the Raw champion? We decided no. So if one of our guys wins it, and they probably will, that means they will be staying here on SmackDown, and it's our SmackDown champion who will have to look over his shoulder. And in the case of the women, it is the women's champion of whichever show has the briefcase that will also have to look over her shoulder. So, with that being said, back to Money in the Bank, and let's have a look at the title matches that are going to be going on that night. So first of all, we have got Kevin Owens from Raw going up against Roman Reigns. Kevin Owens' second match of the night. Will that play a part in the outcome of that match? Well, you'll have to tune in to find out. And then our side of things, we have got the incredibly informed Randy Orton going against AJ Styles, but this isn't just any match. This is going to be Universe Mode's first ever steel cage match, and the title's going to be on the line. SmackDown is innovating once again. I cannot wait for that night. It is going to be a great one. If you're excited about it, show us, man. Hit that like button and then hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the actual show that you're liking for. And yeah, it's going to be a hell of a wild ride. But now, back to tonight, I have one more thing that has to be addressed. So, Kane, come on down. Boy, here comes Kane. I really hope that Chris Hammer knows exactly what he's doing here, because we know just how dangerous Kane is, and the lights have got, and he's there straight away. Kane just appeared out of nowhere in front of Chris Hammer, and he is at the moment looking for someone, and Hammer looks absolutely terrified. And Kane chucked his microphone down and he's grabbed Hammer, and wait, the Undertaker, no, is it the Undertaker? No, it's Kane again. What the hell has just happened there? Hammer's been chokeslammed by either The Undertaker or Kane. They looked like one in the same. I don't know what to say, but that is a really strange way to end this show. I hope you've all enjoyed it, guys. I will see you all in the next one when hopefully we get an explanation. But for now, that is it. Bye, guys.